What up? What up? We are back. What's going on, everybody? It is the Way Past Cool Nerdcast. Excuse me. And as you can see, we are back again with another horror night episode. That's your scary face. That's what we do. Okay. Not the trick or treat cup that you're drinking out of,
bro. Is that a trick or treat pill? Is that what you put candy in?
That's a bucket.
That's a bucket, bro.
Listen, I went around to the bars. They poured me a little sip.
That's how colossal this man is,
bro.
He drinking out of a candy bucket.
Pumpkin spice liquor is crazy.
Call that shit the jack-o'-lantern. Nah, as you can see, we had to run it back. My fellow co-hosts here, they couldn't get enough. We never got to all the topics that we really wanted to get to. So we're gonna bring y'all the rest of that episode and those topics tonight. Before we dive in, I definitely want to go around and check in with everybody, see how they week been, see how they're doing. What's going on with you, Lex?
I'm doing good. As you can see, I'm doing the parent thing while potting, but I'm dedicated. So Little Hetty is going to be with us probably until he gets bored, which will probably be in about 3 minutes. But it's been a good week. I really got nothing new to report. That's it. I'm just ready to dive into this horror thing. We got a special guest again returning.
Oh, absolutely. The man, the myth, the legend, my brother, cut from the same cloth, but from a different mother. Ill with these. What up with you?
Doing all right. I only have a few words. Those words are, I could be playing Spider-Man. But I'm here with my brother. Family first.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate it. But nah, so as Lex was saying, definitely trying to go ahead and dive right on in. So first and foremost, my brother Whit down here suggested that we kind of get into a topic that I don't think me or Lex really thought about too much until he mentioned it. And that is underrated / forgotten horror. So, I mean, being that you did kind of come up with the topic point with, why don't you lead us off, man? What made you want to speak on underrated / forgotten horror?
There's two movies that came to mind when I thought of this question. The first one being Dead Silence, which was from the same executive producers who did Saw. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say necessarily it was scary, but I just thought the story was interesting, and a lot of people don't like those funky little porcelain, not porcelain dolls, but what they call them,
ventriloquist dolls and dummies and all that.
Yeah, and the ending, and even though the movie's been out for 10-15 years, I ain't gonna say nothing, but it was a very interesting ending. The second movie is 13 Ghosts.
Okay.
I thought that was a good one. And then somebody had mentioned that it would be a cool concept to go back and do stories on the 13 Ghosts to see how they became what or whatever, or even dig deeper into the lore of why they were at the house. Mm-hmm. And they probably did that, but like I said, that's another movie I haven't seen in a while. But those two are the two that stood out for me.
Okay.
13 Ghosts, and this is a very unpopular opinion amongst critics, but for the fans, 13 Ghosts fucking classic, bro. If they do the one on, I'm not gonna lie, the dude I was scared most of was the big black dude. Not because he was big and black, just because his story was already kind of messed up. He had the railroad spikes in his head. You know, and everybody in the film, he was more afraid of the jackal than anything now. But that big dude, yo, between him getting tossed around, like, yo, they tossed Matthew Lillard around like a rag doll. I don't respect that because Matthew Lillard was a fucking national treasure, bro. I ain't like that about the movie.
He was the only redeeming quality of the Scooby-Doo movie. So
yeah, I mean, he gave us that was that not CM Punk. What's that movie called? That was a good movie, bro. It was like about the punk era, and you know, he was like a rocker dude. It was doing mad drugs in the movie.
Yeah.
It was called something punk.
Yeah,
but
I can't remember the name of it.
Matthew Lillard also gave us one of the greatest performances in Scream. Yeah. So when I see my man get broke, I wasn't okay with that. Okay. But the rest of the movie, bro, Raw Digger survived. If you don't know who Raw Digger is, it was a weird pick for a Warner Brothers movie at the time, but I was happy she got that role.
Right.
Yeah, facts. But my thing is, like, I feel if done right, that movie is sitting there with 13 sequels. You know, possibly 14.
We don't need that many though.
We don't need. I think Halloween and Friday 13 episodes.
Could do it.
13 episodes.
It don't need to. I know I've been very vocal about this.
My man don't like 13 Ghosts.
No, it ain't even about 13 Ghosts. You don't need that many sequels, that many installments. I hate when companies try to capitalize on something just for the sake of doing it. Like, why? What would we need 13 entries for? It was 13 Ghosts. I get it. Name me more than 3 of the ghosts that were interesting.
Yo, that naked one in the tub, baby.
That's that hornball in it.
Yeah. I want to see that episode. What was she, the mistress? Yo,
outside of the black dude, the jackal was the only one that was interesting. Jackal was the one that had he was the one with the box on his head, right?
Yeah, because he was scratching an old girl up, and he had the straight jacket.
Yeah, the straight
jacket. And then it was the big white prisoner dude too. He wasn't that scary. He was just big.
Yeah, none of them were really scary.
Yeah,
like this thing, none of them were really scary. So it's like, how deep into the lore would they really go and make it interesting when 11 out of the 13 ghosts weren't even interesting? Like,
with a good writer, they can make it a little spicy. They can change the way the ghosts look, because you got to think that movie was made almost 20 years ago now.
Yeah,
I believe
special effects, like Village Roadshow was still doing them at that time. Like they were doing like films like The Matrix and everything. It was, they did a lot of special effects in that film that I think that go really like underrated. Like, you know what I mean? Like the glowing of the freaking the magic insignias all over the place. Like just the environment of the household was something that was so different, like a security house that locks you inside. And it's like, nah, bro, it's not for the security for people to get in. It's like, bro, it's like, hey, bro, you survived this, you get $1 million, or it was some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then how many times did we get to see Monk in a horror film?
True. Like I would be okay with a remake. Like if they were to remake 13 Ghosts, but I don't feel like we would need all the extra installments to explain.
I think you're both right. Yo, give us a remake, and they give us 13 episodes of the ghost background.
Episode would be cool.
That's all I'm saying. Yo, 13 episodes, one episode per ghost.
With a episode, but like
kind of like
full length
American Horror Stories.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, just an anthology type of thing.
Yeah, a full length feature film. Nah, I'm not sitting through a 2-hour movie.
And I think at the end of, if I'm writing it, at the end of the last 10 minutes, I'm gonna show how each ghost got caught.
Okay.
Because you gotta remember, they were imprisoning the ghosts, but that's what made the concept so crazy. It was like, bro, they're ghost hunting and putting these ghosts in one facility, and they were collecting spirits, and it was kind of crazy, bro. Because wasn't the dude trying to get immortality? That's what the crazy uncle was trying to do.
I believe so. Bro, it's been so long since I've seen that movie. It's been so long. But
and bro, the heartbreaking, like people don't understand how heartbreaking that 13th ghost was, because it was his nephew's wife that he used as the 13th ghost. That shit was crazy, bro. Like it was really a good movie, but like I think the time frame that it was made, and I think that, I think it was underappreciated, but I remember it was a lot of hype behind it because they had that fucking crazy voice that told you why it was rated R. It was like nudity, violence, gore, extreme language. I was like, oh. Yo, you don't remember the trailer when it came on TV? It was giving warnings. Like, I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. A remake correctly, I think will be all right. But.
Can we all agree, at least on this, that the original Blair Witch Project and Book of Shadows were trash?
Blair Witch was garbage.
Can't say I never saw her.
Blair Witch was garbage.
Bro, if you want to watch 80 minutes of some white kids getting lost in the woods and just going around in a circle, and at the end they show like what the little person in the corner. You don't even know if it's the witch, and then that's it. That's the only thing you see the whole movie. Bro.
It is pretty much Outlast without the action.
Without no action.
Without the action. That's it. Just people doing it. It was vlogging before vlogging was a thing.
So basically, motherfuckers walking at night with a camera.
Yes, that's exactly what the Blair Witch.
It was the first lost footage that like was big, and I think that's why it got a lot of credit because everybody was thinking it was a real tape. And now it's like they're like lost in the woods, old girl crying on the camera with the snot. I'm so scared. And then you see like snot dripping from her nose. I'm like, I was like, I hope this is real.
The marketing for the movie
genius
was way better than the actual movie itself because they marketed it as this movie as this is a true set of events. This is that footage we shouldn't be showing you. But we're gonna go ahead and show it.
Yeah, they made us think it was like,
well, what we about to watch? Like, y'all really gonna show us this?
They made us think,
like, okay, this is not real at all. Nothing about this is real. And
they made us think that it was like an FBI lost tape shit, bro. And I remember when you went to the movie, like the back in the day, kids, before fucking streaming services, we had to go to video stores. And I remember walking into a place in Youngstown called Movies. It was like that was like the whole gimmick. It was MOOVE. Yo, I know. Movies. Yo, how long that lasts? So I walk in this place with my mom. It's like 96, 97, something like that. Like it used to take a year for movies to come out on VHS. I remember that shit. Yeah. And now movies come out like a month after the theater. So I'm walking in this shit. No, I'm like 6 or 7 at this time. So like I don't know no better. So I'm thinking this is the scariest shit of all time. Cause like I'm walking in the movies and you see like the little sticks hanging from the ceiling. I'm like, yo, what the fuck going on here? My mom was a huge horror fan. So she's like, Blair Witch Project. I was like, what's the Blair Witch? But she made up a story because she ain't seen the movie yet. She rented it, but didn't let me watch it. And then after she watched it, she let me watch it because it was nothing to happen in the movie.
Right. That's funny.
So I was scared to death that she forced me to watch this film because of the presentation that like of the film at the movies. We're gonna keep saying that shit because that shit is funny as fuck to me. Because he literally had a cow with 3D glasses as the mascot, bro. I'd never forget this shit.
I wish I had seen that.
But it's not an underrated film. It was just something that shouldn't happen. And I'm sorry to get off topic, but the Blair Witch, it bothers me till this day.
No,
you cool.
I agree with you.
All right, hey, Cam, you go next, bro.
Me? Okay. So for me, the most underrated horror movie in my eyes is Jeepers Creepers.
It's underrated?
Yes. Nobody talks about Jeepers Creepers anymore.
No,
it got bad rap with the sequels and all that. It got such a terrible rap that I don't feel like anybody talks about how good
you talk about the
Creepers was.
Nah, bro. I'm gonna tell you the real though. Like the original Jeepers Creepers was super hype when it first came out, right? But the director was involved in some type of sexual assault or like pedophile shit that he got away with, and a lot of people don't know the backstory to that shit, and that's why that movie kind of got a little shunned. But they kept trying to revitalize it with different directors, and that's why the other ones were so bad. Justin Long, come on, man, bro. Justin Long was like at the peak of his career at that
it was
point.
It was a fantastic movie. Like I love that movie.
But underrated, bro.
Me as a kid.
I think it terrified everybody.
I hear nobody talk about it.
Really?
I hear nobody talk about Jeepers Creepers.
But I don't like
not in a positive way. Not about the first. They talk about
the second one wasn't even that bad. I thought the second one was good. With the school bus?
Yeah, the first two to me,
the second
they were good.
I liked them both.
Second one was trash. Second one was trash. I'm sorry.
What? Bro, that shit is terrible, bro. Listen, imagine going on a school trip and you run into this nigga.
Bro, that shit was trash. That shit was trash. It could have been because them pissed me off because them kids was dumb as hell. But this
everybody's dumb in the horror films.
Not dumb.
Who's smart? Who's smart in horror films?
It was dumb and not interesting. Like that shit was trash.
Being smart, like listen, the only people who are smart in horror films are the black characters that don't want to investigate, and they get killed first because they don't want to investigate. Like, nah, bro, I'm about to stab out, and then got your ass.
There are 3 people that display smartness or whatever you call it in horror movies, and one that went super niggified on it. Dwayne Martin in Scream 2. He found out people was getting killed. That motherfucker killed. He was like, people get killed. I quit. Killer got caught. Came back at the end of the movie with the camera. I'm here for my job back. Nigga, I love that shit.
I waited. I was like, hey man, I thought it was too dangerous. Bro, greatest.
That was genius. That was brilliant.
Let's clap it up for Wes Craven, who knew exactly how black people would react to things like that. Wes Craven, you're the man.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Respect.
God rest your soul.
Listen.
At least they do no bull like Deep Blue Sea, bro. Let fucking.
I knew one of y'all dumbasses was gonna bring that shit up. I knew.
Some dude take by the shark at the end was wild, bro. Yeah. This nigga took down a shark with the white boy. That's crazy.
Listen, I hate LL Cool J in movies. I hate him so much. Like, why?
Bro, because he survived H2O, bro. Why everybody hate on my man LL? Because he survived H2O.
Everything. He survived everything. He has that Mike Myers clause where I cannot be killed in horror movies.
That's a wild clause. LL Cool J gets the pass. Yo, how about Busta Rhymes and Resurrection? Michael Myers. Are we forgetting that he's the greatest black man to be in a horror film because he punked Michael Myers? He was poking him in the head and shit. Like, hey, what are you doing over here? Yo, I didn't catch
you know what? It wasn't a fact. Nah, he didn't punk Michael Myers. He said something that piqued Michael Myers' interest. When he told him an old girl was in the garage alone, he was like, oh.
Why not kill him? Like, he can't kill Buster. Bro, if anybody put Michael Myers in the head, they did.
He would have been, but like I said, he kind of threw shit under the bus without knowing.
Bro, he dry snitch, bro. He's like, bro, you supposed to be with the niece in the back. You stupid motherfucker. You supposed to be with the niece in the back.
That's what saved his life.
He's
like,
yo, he's a piece of shit for that, no?
That's why that is amongst one of the top 3 worst Halloween movies. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. It's amongst one of the worst Halloween movies ever made.
Busta Rhymes poking Michael Myers in the head and telling him the location of another victim is crazy, bro.
It's so stupid. So stupid.
I know where this motherfucker do kung fu.
He kicked that nigga. It was like, nigga, are we really? Why are you fighting this nigga? Are you really doing your catchphrase? This nigga? I'm not. I can't.
Bro, nah. But greatest fate of all time was that nigga that tried to run Jason Spade on top of that rooftop, bro, and then got his fucking head punched off. Mortal Kombat.
You know what made me mad about that? And Jason's my boy. Y'all see, dude he didn't have one punch left, nigga, or push.
Bro, he got him to the edge. It was like, oh, I'm tired. Like, nigga,
take your best shot.
Your life, bro. You pushing that nigga off the ledge. I don't give a fuck if that cat weighed 340. You push that nigga.
You better get you a running
so you can run off the fucking roof.
Tackle.
if I'm pushing Jason off the roof, I'm gonna just stare at that nigga until he gets up, and then I know I could just go run the other way or bungee jump off that motherfucker. I'm doing something. I'm not just gonna get tired running Jason's face, bro. You had him on the ropes, and then he punched your head off. You deserved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have Spartan kicked that nigga.
Bro, bro, you listen, ain't nothing, people have tried guns on Jason. I get it, he's a ghost. But the brother one in the fade did the most damage I've ever seen on Jason, bro. He said, bro, it's right up like a speed bag, dog. Who does that? But bro, if you ain't got nowhere else to go, bro, I gotta give it to the brother because he tried to run the fade. He did. He tried to run the fade.
I'm not giving him shit. Like that was the dumbest shit you could have possibly done.
My man should have definitely ran down like the fire escape or something.
There's two other people that I would like to give credit to, even though one still died. Bud and Scream 3 from the Cosby Show.
Mm.
Hey, if you black and go die, that's how you go out.
That's how you die, bro.
He was running. He seen that motherfucker come out. He was like, "Oh, you motherfucker!" I was like, "That's 100% accurate." You know.
I'll never forget that part too, because that's exactly what you say. Oh, you motherfucker! Like, dog, those are your last words.
Right.
Like, oh shit. Then my other dude is fucking I think it was Friday the 13th Part 5. Shamar Was. He played Dudley in Different Strokes. He had on the red. Hey, every time he seen Jason, that motherfucker was out the other way. Just booking. I remember one scene, he was with the camp counselor. I forget his name. She was like, bruh. And that nigga was a half a block down the forest.
Oh my God.
I was like, that's greatness.
Yeah, they keep asking what the worst death was. The worst death is every fucking death in Saw. That's the worst death ever, bro.
I mean, Saw's terrible. Well, I guess mine is stupid. Mine is stupid. It's when the leprechaun in space, when that nigga was taking a poop, the leprechaun literally went up his piss stream into his body to kill him from the inside. I can't. To me, that's the worst to me. Like,
oh man,
worst death. Damn, that is a good ass question.
Nah, I think worst death is the Evil Dead. What was it, 2012? Where old girl had the turkey cutter. And she started cutting her shit off, bro. And it's like,
yeah. See,
Evil Dead has some crazy deaths in that one, bro.
Which one? Evil Dead Rise?
Nah, Evil Dead 2012.
Yeah.
Like the one where old girl was like a heroin addict and they was trying to get her to go sober.
Yeah.
And old girl came in there with the like she was like starting to get possessed, and she came in there with the turkey cutter and just started sawing her own shit off. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, why is he doing this? He's doing it all.
Listen, I don't know. I can't. I'm drawing a blank on a lot of the deaths.
There's too many, bro. There's too many to count. There's a lot of funny deaths.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot of funny deaths. Kelly Rowland getting smacked in Freddy vs. Jason is amongst the funniest death I've ever seen, bro. Absolutely. When they switch it out and you see the doll.
In that same movie, where they was in the cornfield and that motherfucker was talking shit, and Jason was just like, twist. He didn't even look at the dude. It was like, oh, hey, I took my mom to see that movie. Oh my goodness, we was rolling on that part.
That's a wild movie for mama, bro. Yeah.
Well, she wanted to see it, so.
You know what, though? Shout out to the black moms that love horror, bro. My mom's favorite killer was always Michael Myers. Halloween came on to me, and I love Halloween. But shout out to black moms because they force their children to watch fucking horror films and desensitize us to the point where we wasn't scared of shit when we got adults. So like, shout out to them.
Listen, I think mine was more a form of torture because I just kept begging to watch it. And she kept telling me no.
Right.
Like, nah, you don't need to watch this. You're gonna have nightmares. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. I was like, I want to see it though. She's like, okay, bet.
I want to see a ghost. It's crazy, bro.
Yo, from that day forward, I was like, okay, I may have made a mistake once or twice in my life, but
for me, honestly, okay, so we're going to it. One of the most underrated and forgotten horror films for me, Trilogy of Terror, and I think it was the third one. It might have just been Trilogy of Terror, but one of the stories specifically was that goddamn tiki doll or fucking African dreadlock wearing motherfucker that went.
Yeah,
that's all he said. Yeah. And he had them sharp ass teeth.
See if I can find a picture to put up.
Bro, and all they did was shake the goddamn doll, and like for some reason that shit was scary as shit to me. He did just put the little aluminum knife, like you could tell it was like a piece of aluminum or some shit. Bro, he chased this white woman for like 15 minutes straight in this penthouse, and I was like, bro, I never one thing. I'm glad I'm not a white woman. Number two, I'm glad I don't have a penthouse. Because he was outside the door for like a minute, just chilling in the penthouse. Like, bro, I'm gonna kick it here. It's nice.
Yo,
I ain't gonna let you go. But like, bro, imagine something 2 inches that can murder you at will. That's terrifying to me.
So for those who have not seen it, this is what he's referring to.
Yo, that shit was crazy. Look at that thing.
That's almost like what's the shit? Ooga Booga. That
Nah. Or
one day, me and B-Ham be talking about.
Oh, yeah, I ain't watching
this. All right, listen, guys. I gotta leave for 3 minutes.
You good, man?
Got you.
You good.
Son, that is scary. That is scarier than any horror film. My son just pooped. I'll be right back.
He done messed up. He said, "I'll be right back."
Yeah,
and nigga gone.
It's over. It's over. We'll see him next week, y'all.
Maybe.
But now, okay. So to try to dive into some of these questions, I know we ain't forgot about y'all. So let's see.
Thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely, definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Antonio, you keep bringing up Street Fighter this, Street Fighter that. Street Fighter is not a horror movie. It should have been. I get it. It should have been labeled as one because it was absolutely terrible. Rule Julia was amazing as M. Bison, but that's it. I can't, and I don't think there was a single death in the Street Fighter franchise. Like, so can't go with that one. Let's see what else we got. Johnny said Final Destination. Yeah.
Final Destination 2. Is that? Tell me if you on a freeway or the street and you see a log truck driving around you, you don't detour like a motherfucker. Bro, I've done it twice.
To this day, I would not drive behind a semi truck. I won't drive behind a semi truck, and I would not drive between two semis. Like, I seen Fast and the Furious. I seen when they came together and ran over that car. I'm good on that. I'm not doing it. Let's see. And Tony also said, how about the black dude that got killed by Freddy and Freddy tucked him in his own shoulder like a baby? Yeah. That was which one was that? You remember which movie that was from, Antonio?
The only black dude I remember is Kincaid. And he was in part 3. Well, he was part 3 and one later because he survived too, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, bro, it's been so long since I've seen the movies.
And it's like once you start placing like these killers in different categories, it's like you understand them, like how to deal with them a little bit more. Because like killing wise, Michael Myers is like disturbing. Jason Voorhees is creative, and Fred and Chucky is just hilarious.
Yeah, they just gonna play with you.
Yeah, and then the one that nobody talks about, Leatherface, he's just a fool. So yeah.
Well, with Leatherface, you gotta worry about him and the family. Leatherface, that he next level because he got multiple
family affair.
And like he got multiple people coming at you at once. So, let's see what else we got. So we got Tales from the Hood was pretty scary. Tales from the Hood was hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call that scary. That movie was
I'm sorry.
hilarious.
But the ending had me cracking.
What was the ending? Well, never mind. We ain't gonna spoil it. If y'all haven't seen it, check it out.
Nigga, that movie 30 years old.
Listen, you gotta always throw the disclaimer in there.
Spoiler alert, nigga. You don't want to know. Turn off the stream for a good 30 seconds.
Whoa, don't turn. Why are you telling people to turn it off? We don't want people to turn it off. We want people to turn it off.
Hey, Batman, the Tales from the Hood. The Tales from the Hood was a classic.
But it wasn't scary.
It wasn't scary.
It was scary if you was 4.
Well, that's because you're 4. Why
I know, bro. Them little dolls, bro. That shit was crazy. But like, I didn't understand that I wasn't a racist white man.
You have a fear of dolls, don't you? Because last week you talked about Chucky.
I used to because they bro. I had cousins that terrorized me with dolls, bro. Like that's what they would do because they made me watch the Chucky movie, and then my little cousin had a shit ton of dolls that looked like Chucky, and they would chase me around with them shits. But it wasn't even just that one, bro. Like,
you know how black people jab shit up. David was chasing around with a Barbie doll, nigga.
Yo, David Allen Greer's story with the little boy, that shit was fucking crazy, bro. When you really think about it, every piece of Tales for the Hood had a actual real like lesson to learn. Yeah, even like the very first one.
Story wise, it was
good.
Visual.
It was
it was 94, bro. 94.
I'm sorry. The part that always killed me,
the ending,
dude, Corey Burson called him puppets Nicholas, nigga.
Bro, listen, the part that had me dying, bro, honestly, was when Clarence Williams at the third at the end. When he was like, yo, where's the shit? He said, the shit? He said, nigga, what's up? He said, oh, don't worry. You'll get the shit. You'll be knee deep in the shit. Bro, but when he turned into the Satan, bro, I didn't notice there was only like 3 people in hell. I was like, yo,
he said something
so bad. It's like 3 days here.
He said, the terror don't knock.
Yo, bro.
Welcome to hell.
Bro, who wrote that shit?
I watched that movie way too many times.
I did. Bro, Clarence Williams III gave an A1 performance at everything because that shit was kind of cold, bro. Like his little ending where he was like hitting the bro. You know what was creepy though? His performance was creepy when he started tapping the lights and all them shit started turning on, and you just don't notice like certain shit during the movie where you're like, bro, why does this nigga got magic powers, bro? Like what? Like, and why do you think this nigga had drugs? But they kept referring. But like, if you pay attention to the film, they never refer to anything as anything specific. They just keep saying the shit. They were there for the shit, right? Mm-hmm. But why? Like, they never had a reason to be there. They just got in a shootout. So like, that's why I thought the movie was kind of genius. Where the twist was, they're dead and they're going to hell. Now, is it the most visually fucking outstanding film of all time? No, but for a black film in 1994, especially a horror film, which we seen black horror films always getting the poo end of the budget. But for that budget, for that time frame, it had a dope soundtrack, and every nigga in the hood seen that film and at least was scared at least at one scene. We may have laughed at the rest, but dude, Tales from the Hood is an absolute fucking classic, at least in the black community. 2 and 3, I don't know why they did that shit, bro. Yo, I never wanted to see Pete David in that light, bro.
Oh, man. They always gonna try to capitalize on something, but
oh man, like 27 years later, that's kind of weird, man. Like, yo, just let that shit, or at least give it to a director. I'd rather give it to Quentin Tarantino and let him say the N-word a bunch of times. Like, fuck it.
You wildin'. Nah, I can't be with you on that one. But all right, so let's go ahead and transition away from the underrated / forgotten horror. One thing I kind of wanted to touch on, I'm not sure how familiar y'all are with both of these shows, or not necessarily shows, but these storytelling visual kind of masterpieces. How did y'all feel about Creep Show and Tales from the Crypt? I'm
more Creep Show than Tales from the Crypt because those 2 movies was just like freaking us. Like I got those in my voodoo right now, bro. It was just something about like that first one.
Yeah.
Like amazing. Not to take anything away from like, Tales from the Crypt, but it came along in a time frame because if I'm not mistaken, that was HBO, right?
But Tales from the Crypt. It was multiple. It was on multiple channels back in the 90s because I remember the rights kept shifting. They had the movies like the vampire joint and all that shit. But I know you had to have cable to watch that shit because my Uncle Kenny used to make me watch it, and he used to tell me if I didn't go to bed when he told me to go to bed, he was gonna come out the TV and get me. So like Tales from the Crypt, that's the only reason why I was scared of Tales from the Crypt because I'm like, my uncle told me he was just a crackhead. He's like, bro, he's like, man, he a crackhead around the block, bro. You better be careful. You don't go to sleep when I tell you to. He's gonna come out the TV. And my aunt is like around the same age as me. By like just a couple years, she's a couple years older. And she'd be playing along with the shit. She'd be like, yeah. And then she forced me to sleep. Like when we would stay with my uncles, she would force me to stay on the love seat closest to the TV after they told me that shit. And like would literally like physically fight me when I would try to like, yo, no, I want to be in the back. No, nigga, you go to the front. You sit there with the Crypt Keeper. So the Crypt Keeper was the only thing that scared me about that shit because I thought it was gonna be a crackhead popping out the TV getting me. But Creep Show as an actual anthology was way scarier than anything Tales from the Crypt had to offer, in my opinion. Yeah. But that fucking creepy little skeleton nigga, I thought he was a real crackhead. I ain't gonna cap. And it was like, the 90s and 80s, like crack was big. So I believe that shit. I was like, bro, man, they got paranormal fucking crackheads.
Your mind was easily warped. Like, that's all that is. Your mind.
Bro, my imagination
you got that
was crazy, bro. My imagination was crazy until I was like 9. And then I was just like, oh, this shit is all fake.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you gotta remember what it was like being a 90s or 80s kid, bro. You was exposed to rated R content at a young age, and our parents really didn't give a fuck about race back in those days, bro. Like I was watching the Spawn the animated series when it first came out. I was like 6, dog.
Whatever held our attention, adults let us watch it.
Yeah, it was like, hey, fuck it, bro. He has nightmares. He has nightmares.
They let us watch murder and mayhem and all that shit. But not porn. Everything else was
that was off limits. Anytime an X-rated scene came up on the movie, you guarantee.
Close your eyes, baby.
They was putting their hand over your face.
I just watched Freddy Krueger rip out somebody's fucking intestines, bro. What the fuck? You draw the line at titties?
You're not about to see these. You're not about to see them. You too young for them. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, he got beheaded, but you can't watch them titties.
You rather me be a murderer than 40? Oh, that's a crazy toss-up.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But
that'd make a great horror movie, nigga. Why are you killing? My mother wouldn't let me watch titties. Everybody
what a backstory. Yeah. He kills his mother at the age 13 when he started jerking it.
That's wild.
Realized what he was missing out.
Why?
Went on a violent killing spree.
Wait a minute, ain't that how Michael Myers started?
Michael Myers was watching the Sister Hill. He was a wild boy.
You ready? He was outside the door like some candy, bitch. Huh?
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna peek at these titties real quick, so you ain't want to take me to get candy, and I'm shit. He was Michael was trying to cut the titties off.
Yeah, if I can't have them, can't nobody have them.
If I can't have them, nobody can have them. It's crazy. He's trying to cut those shits off and wear them as a necklace.
That's a crazy ass chain. That's a crazy ass chain.
A titty chain.
That's hilarious. But we got so far away from Creep Show, it ain't even funny. Like, what the hell we get on Mike Myers and titty?
Hey, if y'all know black people, that's how we do. If it's so far away from the topic.
Listen.
But y'all can't deny that it ain't great, though. Great shit.
Yeah. We can keep that shit going. We can keep any conversation going if need be. But jump back to the Creep Show shit though. Like Creep Show was it for me. Tales of the Crypt, like I said, didn't really do anything for me. It was like the adult version of Goosebumps to me. Like,
right.
Just was like, all right, these is little 30-minute time wasters or whatever. But Creep Show, like when I first seen the one with the what was it, the Tasmanian Devil that they kept under the stage.
Oh.
Yo,
That's wild.
That fucked me up because I was a huge Looney Tunes fan, and Taz is one of my favorite Looney Tunes characters. So I'm thinking, like, is this what happens if he's really angry? If he comes to life and he really just trying to fuck everybody up? Is this what Taz really does when he does that spin? Like, bro, that shit fucked me up as a kid. Like that, and what was the one where Stephen King?
I froze it. I'm sorry.
What the hell? Stephen King was the dude at the like the farmer or whatever wound up getting himself covered in moss or the grass and shit.
Yeah,
that shit fucked me up too.
I'll tell you one that tripped me out, and this is living in the hood. This might be little TMI, but the dude with the roaches that didn't like the bugs, that shit flipped me out.
Yeah. Wait, which one?
The dude with the roaches, he didn't like the bugs. That's
yo, you got to be a fucked up mind to come up with some of these concepts.
I mean,
right? How do y'all feel?
Creep Show with Stephen King, right?
Yep.
That explains everything you need to know. Like,
how do y'all feel about Misery?
Misery?
That's one of those movies I've seen.
Yeah.
You consider it a horror film?
Nah, that's just more of a.
I mean, it all depends on what standpoint you
more psychological than anything.
I think that said, bro, when she broke that nigga ankles, that was scary enough for me.
That don't make it a horror film, no. Just because something's scary don't make it a horror film.
That shit was scary to me.
Nah, Misery was all right. It's not something I go back and watch. Like I have to see. If anything,
no.
It's just that one scene that's always talked about. Her torturing him and then putting that block between his feet. And fucking that shit up with that damn sledgehammer.
So who? All right, I got one for you.
Hold up.
Who do you guys like better, Coscar? I think that was his name, or Tim Curry as it?
I'm gonna have to go Tim Curry.
I don't know.
I was younger then.
I like the.
I mean, the dudes. Yeah.
I like the new it. Tim Curry. I'm a big Tim Curry fan. Huge Tim Curry fan.
It's hard, right? Because of nostalgia.
Yeah, the new dude, he played that role. He played that role very fucking well.
Yeah. I thought Chapter 2 was a little mid, but that first It movie is to me a horror masterpiece.
Yeah.
That's Chapter 1. But Tim Curry, it's like when you go back and watch the original It, it's not scary at all. It's more funny. Like there were scary parts if you were watching it as a kid, but in terms of like. I can see why like adults would laugh at that one back in the day. Tim Curry was very disturbing as Pennywise, but Coscar is actually scary as Pennywise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, from the makeup to his mannerisms to like just everything. Like he nailed that. He nailed it.
Very excellent.
And I think Tim Curry was definitely the best choice of people to go with for the original hit. Like. I couldn't think of anybody else playing Pennywise back then, but
wasn't he coming off the heels of the Rocky Horror Picture Show or something like that?
Yeah, he was coming off a run.
Yeah. Tim Curry was in everything.
The fucking Clue, fucking Legend, like he was coming off a run, man.
Yo,
and that wasn't even a theater release, right? That was a miniseries.
Which one?
I think so.
The original. It wasn't. I don't think it was It was so good that they released it on like a double tape.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember The Shining? Like when they tried to remake that shit on TV, and I thought it was about to be the scariest shit ever. That shit was ass. They made a miniseries. They made a miniseries Shining, and it was like old boy from like Wings or something. It was like the main character, bro.
It was terrible.
It was somebody you seen in like a sitcom, and you was just like, this might be good. It was terrible.
Wasn't Dr. Sleep a remake of The Shining 2?
It was a continuation. It was when Danny's an adult. Okay. Danny was an adult, and that was a really good film. Really good film.
I haven't watched it yet. I got so much shit in my voodoo. I ain't watched that.
If you get a chance to watch it, just make sure you make an evening out of it because it's a long film.
Oh, okay.
It's a long film, but it's really good. Danny Torres as an adult was actually pretty dope to see. I thought it was a fantastic movie, and I thought it was a great continuation of The Shining. But there's nothing that's ever going to beat that Jack Nicholson performance, bro. Like, it was just crazy.
Yeah, that
and then
didn't even bother me.
Crazy because I think they made him do that
in the hallway. That fucked with me.
What, the little girls?
Yep.
Yeah, that
I don't do kids. Come
play, come play with us, Danny.
The Shining is what, Kubrick, right? That's Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, Stanley Kubrick. Yeah.
I think because then he he made him do.
It's Stephen King.
Yeah, he made him say the N-word. Yeah, he made him say the N-word, bro. Yeah, Stanley Kubrick was the director, and he was going on a run too. Full Metal Jacket came after that.
The Langoliers, that shit was terrible.
Which one? Which one? Oh, yeah.
Stephen King had some duds.
He did. But he wrote so much. It's like, bro, you're gonna have some duds, bro. But like, it was just like, no, like the publishing was just like, bro, no. If it's Stephen King, no idea is a bad idea. He had some terrible fucking ideas.
And I think it's the on-screen translation. Like the books are fantastic.
Yeah, the books are always fantastic.
But when they try to translate that to the big screen and all that, like it just did not.
Because it's not Stephen King directing it, and they have to rewrite. Oh, you know what movie used to freak me out when I was a kid? Thinner. Thinner was when the old boy had.
That's another movie I've seen, but not seen.
A lot of people don't remember this film, but I think it was a Stephen King film too. And he's like the dude. Like, I remember the dude was trying to get his wife to eat this fucking pie at the end, bro. And like, if you eat whatever that shit was, it would just make you skinny. But it made you skinny to the point where your body's eating itself and you're gonna die. Yeah, bro, you remember? Yo, see, bro, remember that shit? That shit was wild, bro. And then what made it fucked up was he had to get somebody else to eat the fucking pie. To be honest, it follows kind of took from Thinner.
Took from it, yeah.
Because you had to get somebody else to eat that shit, yeah. And the nigga was like so scared of dying, he was willing to do that shit to his own wife. Like, that movie was crazy for its time, but a lot of people don't remember it.
Yeah, I had to look it up to. Excuse me, to have it jog my memory, but yeah, that was.
But back to books real quick. Another like Stephen King, great. Another dude that I would like to see more of his movies more of his books adapt to movies. Yeah, Dean Koontz. Yeah. I
thought he said Dan Cook. I was like, what?
No, not the comedian. Nah, Dean Koontz. Dean Koontz.
Yeah. He be writing some shit too.
They do.
But yeah, it's I'm trying to think.
We gonna give it to Clive Baker, or what are we doing? We forgot about him.
Who?
Wait a minute. Who?
Is it Barker? Clive
Barker, Hellraiser.
Hellraiser, original Candyman.
Yeah.
I think he's the original writer of the story for Candyman for real. I think so. Let me see.
That man was just a masochist.
Yeah,
he just loves pain and torture.
Yeah,
every single one of his movies is about pain and torture. So.
Yeah, I looked this shit up because I think who wrote Candyman? Oh, it was actually written in 1964 by Leslie Brecuzzi and Anthony Newley.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right.
It was written by two different white men, which is very, very disturbing to me, all in itself.
Yeah,
and I think let's see, film.
That makes me want to look up the original though to see if it even follows the same.
Yeah, and Clive Barker wrote the screenplay for the film.
Okay.
Now, did you see the new one? The
Candyman?
Jordan.
Some people didn't like it, bro. I thought it was a very good movie. Honestly, I thought it was a great film. I thought it was a little too pussy on the whole black suffering thing, but if you're people were upset about that, but if you're going to do it, Candyman was always black suffering. Everybody forgets the story of Candyman was a black he was like a poet or something back, and the story changed for Candyman so many times, which makes him scary. But Jordan Peele and old girls approach the new Candyman was genius when you think about it, because it was about urban legends. how strong an urban legend can make it. Because remember, the story of Candyman kept switching.
Yeah.
And he became more powerful, and then there was different versions of Candyman, and I thought that shit was one of the best concepts I've ever seen. It was different. It still included the Tony Todd Candyman at the end, where he was like, remember that the projects, and he was the urban legend from that one. And then I thought the twist of old boy being that baby from the fucking fire, I thought all that shit was great. And then people were just so focused on the black patient that they forgot that the original Candyman was about black suffering.
Yeah. But
so Candyman,
I don't think people really know the story of the original either.
No,
so it's one of those ones where he tied so much lore from the original franchise in that if you don't know the backstory, if you don't know the history of Candyman, you're not going to appreciate the film. You're not going to truly understand it. So
it's going to seem like you're being woke, and a lot of people find problems with that. Like, oh, I don't want my horror to be woke, but like the original Candyman was a woke ass film. It literally focused on housing projects, like the fucked up situations in housing projects. Because remember, old girl, she lived in a place that was the main character. She remember when she was living in her apartment, it was an old project that was remodeled because they were coming in and gentrifying it. Remember?
Yeah.
And so she was so obsessed with that ghetto to try to find a Candyman. And I like I said, it was genius. And the way that they tied in the newer film, I think it was underappreciated. And I would have really loved to see another Candyman film by Jordan Peele after that, like written. And I thought that the visuals by old girl and the direction that she placed the film, it was a beautiful film.
Yeah,
it really was. But I think because of the timing that it came out, and the people that were going to go see it, especially if they're 10 years younger than us, they were going to think, oh, it's just trying to be too woke. Oh, the police are involved in this and that. And I thought that the whole police thing at the end, maybe they could have did it without, but it made it so that there was another chance for old boy who's a fantastic actor to be that next role for Candyman.
Yeah.
To be that reoccurring Candyman, but it was mixed reviews. Some people loved it, some people hated it. I think that Candyman, that latest one that came out, I honestly think that it was a great film that was highly underappreciated because of the time frame that it came out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I honestly think it's the best one of the series.
No, I still give the first one the number one spot, but it is the second best one because it's the only true continuation of Candyman. It's the only true continuation. The other one, like, bro, how the fuck did Candyman wind up in New Orleans?
Because he's black.
That's a traveling ghost.
Listen, you don't know ghost life.
He took a bus down there. Like, what the fuck?
He ain't got to pay for no bus fare. Why not? No. Why not? Who gonna know? Who do you voodoo? That's why I'm looking at it. Like, it's like,
who do you voodoo? Is crazy.
If they do know, what they gonna do about it?
I gotta tell that slogan for like some wings or something, bro. Yeah, who do you voodoo? I'm getting the voodoo wings, baby. We got the rub.
That's hilarious.
Nah, but how do y'all feel about the film? I went on a goddamn rant because I loved it. I'm sorry.
Well, I only seen it once. It was cool for what it was. You know, I can't, like I said, I can't remember. I watched a lot of movies, but then again, I don't watch a lot of movies, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he old, so he falls asleep on them.
That's all right. Me too.
Call it what it is, brother.
Yeah,
spade is a spade.
Look him straight off, bro. Obviously, we're not a kid for sleep podcast.
No, I never claimed it was. Never once did we say it was. So, but nah. I mirror your sentiments 100%. Like, I love the film. Like I said, I personally feel like it's the best one. Just the overall direction. And I'm somebody who loves to dive into the lore of things. And so for me, the way he tied everything back together, excuse me, and the way that he did his research, and it came through in the film. Like you could tell, he really was a fan of the original series, the original franchise, and he wanted to do the film as much justice as he possibly could. And it's just unfortunate that people didn't understand that. People didn't really gravitate to it, and they didn't grab onto it like they did Get Out. And I think that he set such a high expectation with Get Out and his writing and things like that, that everybody, any movie he comes out with now, is going to be compared to Get Out.
And that's not fair. It's not
because he's an amazing writer.
Bro, you go ahead. My bad.
Me personally, I don't like. I still do it sometimes, but like a lot of times, I separate shit.
Like the work.
Yeah. Like remakes, and even with this, like, because I watched that Nope and Nope.
Yep.
That's all.
That was a really strange.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out the goddamn monkey.
No, the monkey was a representation. Like I looked it up afterwards because I was trying to figure it out too. But I guess it's a representation of just us. Like it was just tired of being filmed. It was tired of being like, you know what I mean? Like everything it has to do with a camera. It has to deal with embarrassment. And like they put a monkey in a fucking suit that didn't want to be in that fucking suit. So I had to look it up. I did have to look it up because I was like, bro, this is a very disturbing, this fucking monkey that keeps popping up and killing everybody. Like, and it went crazy because it was tired of being in that situation.
Yeah. He uses a lot of symbolism in his movies. A lot of symbolism.
That, and also the fact that these motherfuckers was playing peekaboo with the, what is it, alien spaceship or whatever?
Yeah. Ain't no black person on the fucking planet playing with no goddamn aliens, bro.
It was playing
brother or sister.
What's that shit? Red light, green light, nigga?
Nigga,
really?
Fuck that. That shit was sucking everything up.
Green light. That motherfucker just stopped.
Not doing that.
Really?
Not doing that.
Bro.
All right, listen.
You know, I blame that whole film on Keke Palmer. I won't go into details, but I blame the whole film.
You don't like Keke?
We'll talk about off camera. You think
I had something to do with it?
We'll be here for another 2 hours if we get into that story.
All right, one more thing before we get out of here.
What up?
A lot of people didn't get that film. Us was actually a great fucking horror film.
I liked it.
It was.
I went to go see it with my cousin. We get out the theater and she's like, I don't get it. And I like certain things you do have to look up if you don't remember them, but remember the whole holding hands and where we are the world united fucking thing. That was a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there was and it was based off of homeless people. Like I think it was homeless people. Like it was like forgotten people, which why the doppelgangers were underground. They were like forgotten people, like forgotten versions of you. And I thought that twist where the old girl was the actual doppelganger.
Doppelganger?
Yeah.
Bro, that movie gets a lot of hate, but like when it comes down to it, Jordan Peele is a true fucking genius because only people that are able to like, dog, when you watch a Jordan Peele fan, you have to look at the background. You have to look at all types of shit to see the symbolism, see what's really going on. Yeah. And I will always appreciate Jordan Peele for that. I think that him transitioning to comedy for horror, I think that people should have just maybe not go in thinking you're going to see Out.
You know, this may be a little bit off subject, but usually when people leave comedy and go into like other genres of movies, they excel like a motherfucker.
That is true.
Tom Hanks used to do comedy. Look at him now. Jordan Peele. I'm sure there's other motherfuckers out there.
Even Keegan is doing well. He just did the fucking Mario movie as told. Like that's kind of a kid's movie thing, but like they're flourishing after like their actual comedy careers.
I mean, right. John Cena. Most people don't like it. John Cena is a genius.
John Cena is fucking hilarious, bro.
Outside,
what the fuck are we getting Peacekeeper? Like, when the fuck is that coming back?
They know.
For any Mortal Kombat fans out there, Peacekeeper's coming.
Yes, he is coming. Omni-Man.
Omni-Man's first.
Crazy. Omni-Man looks
That
crazy.
shit's disrespectful.
Omni-Man look crazy.
The
But-
fact that
Bro,
they
did you
use
see
this
the
shit-
fatality?
Yeah.
One of the most infamous scenes in that
I'm
Invincible
about to say it's
fucking.
direct. Everything,
Bro.
every move, every over-the-top move is from the show / comic. Like,
Yo, Omni-Man belongs in horror, bro. That motherfucker took his son and sent this cat's body through a bunch of human beings. Like, it just was like, yeah, bro, look how ain't shit they are.
Nigga, if there's one father worse than Goku, that'd be that motherfucker right there.
ain't nobody.
No, but he's actually a great father. Like later down the line, we won't spoil anything, but keep watching Invincible.
Okay.
It's coming out. Is it next week? Next week it drops.
I think November 3rd.
Is it November?
Like that.
Okay. There's
I
no
think so.
Wait, yo, for
Don't
one,
put me in
hey,
that.
Ron, pay us, nigga, pay us.
I made a
For promoting this
shit.
But yeah, ain't nobody worse father than Goku. I'm gonna stand on that.
That nigga's not a dad, bro. Piccolo's the dad of the show.
Thank you.
Vegeta's a way better dad than Goku.
That's because Vegeta care about his family. But you know, that's a conversation for another day. So with that,
I got a feeling I'll be back for that one too.
Yeah, bro, you can be recurring, baby. So good.
But definitely want to thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate it more than we can ever possibly truly express. I do also want to, before we fully close it out, want to pass it over to my special guest or our special guest, Wit. Thank you, brother, for coming through 2 weeks in a row. You got anything you want to tell the people? Anywhere they can follow you? Any plugs or anything? You got anything going on?
Stay blessed and mind your own business. That's about it.
Well, that is the craziest best. That's the craziest best like advice I ever heard.
Right. So what you got going on, Lex? Before we get out of here.
We'll be doing more horror films. If you guys go and follow, subscribe to, of course, the link, the www.twitch.tv/EddieMurphy69. We'll be doing horror games most of the month. I don't know if I want to do Alan Wake just so I can go into Alan Wake 2. But I may be doing that. But right now we're going through separate ways. We're going to be doing a little bit of Halo and also some Counter-Strike. Those aren't horror oriented, but we're going to be doing Mortuary Assistant. We're doing all horror games. We might play some old school Resident Evil games too. I haven't decided yet, but right now separate ways is what the stream is going to take over until we get done beating and completing that. $9.99, guys. Go ahead. Capcom, pay us too, nigga.
Capcom.
Yo.
Listen.
Separate ways is great. Resident Evil 4 is great. Capcom can do no wrong this year. Street Fighter 6, are y'all crazy?
Monster Hunter.
Capcom, y'all been fucking up for years, but y'all finally started fixing shit. I don't know who y'all fired, but thank you for doing that.
Crisis.
Yo, bring Dino Crisis 4 and give us the 2 remakes. We don't need 3. We don't really need 3. We just need 1 and 2.
Y'all can throw 3 away. Put it in the box.
Yeah, we just need 1 and 2. Just
knock that shit up. Throw in the ocean.
Yeah, I'm cool on that. I'm cool on it. And can we get? I know we remade 1 already, but can we get like a treatment from like 2 and 3 for RE1?
Bro, I said that same thing.
Yeah,
I said that same thing.
I'm cool with the remake that they did do. Like it was cool.
Great, it was dope.
But yo, can we do one without the fixed camera?
Give me,
That's all I'm saying, Capcom.
RE1 remake. I want an RE1 remake and I want a Code Veronica remake in the same vein as RE4/RE2. Like,
yeah. Oh, Code Veronica is a must remake, bro. Yes. I'm surprised they ain't do it yet. I guarantee it's coming, bro. It's got to be coming. Yeah, it's got to be coming.
So.
Oh, is everybody excited for Silent Hill 2 remake?
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah. Y'all didn't remember Silent Hill remake is coming.
I remember.
Also, the new Silent Hill game will be coming also, I think, next year, right? What's it called? Silent Hill PE or
it's like what the Japanese like inspired one or whatever.
Yeah, it's got like the flower theme going, whatever.
I can't remember.
And to be honest, I'm a little bit worried because anything that they try to make beautiful is usually the scariest shit on a fucking planet. So I'm looking forward to this new Silent Hill experience.
We ain't gonna talk about how Capcom got that RE darkness I ain't never seen shit that
advanced level darkness in RE2. Couldn't see nothing.
Yeah, darkness is spreading.
Yes, sir.
But that's all I got. If y'all haven't seen Apathetic Epidemic, please go watch it on Amazon Prime. It does cost $4.99 now. We lost the Amazon deal. Go see First Christmas Ever on fucking. I think we're still on Apple or Paramount. I don't even know. I don't know where the contract's at right there. But yes, we got films out. Go see them. Also, College 101 will be coming back. Like I said, we're going through some personal things with my co-host, but them shits is we're coming back. But that doesn't mean don't come here. Come here every fucking Friday. Come here every fucking day.
Friday, 9 o'clock.
The podcast about nothing. My son just threw a pillow down the steps, so I think it's time for us to go.
Yeah, but like he was saying, every day we got something new on the horizon. Got something to satisfy that itch, if you would. So just to kind of run them down, Mondays we got Easy Monday Motivation with E, CT, and John A. Malik.
Get motivated
every Monday. Get motivated. Stay motivated. Tuesdays we got the Comfy Couch at 7 p.m. every Tuesday night.
I'm trying to heal. Y'all trying to heal?
Wednesdays we got Food Talk to Food Cast with Scotch with Ian, Rome the chef. You know, serving up them plates. Excuse me, making you hungry with every single episode.
Crossover coming soon.
Yeah, it's in the works.
I'm just trying to eat for free, bro. I ain't gonna cap.
Listen, they want me on there to cook, so I'm gonna get on there and cook. I don't know what I'm gonna cook. Might be some hot dogs, some beans and franks, but we're gonna cook something.
I'll make a great bowl of Captain Crunch.
Listen,
son, can you get out the camera with your naked body? All right, let me cover him real quick.
Every Thursday, 7:30, we got Just Clowning with Mello on the crew. Fridays, you can see us here, way past school Nerdcast, 9 o'clock Fridays. And then on Sundays, we got the podcast that started it all, the podcast about nothing, where we talk literally about nothing or everything and nothing all at once. So, just tap in, tune in with us. We're always trying to feed y'all content, food for the soul. And we definitely appreciate y'all tuning in, tapping in with us, and the continued support. But on that note, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all watching. And until next time, we will holler at y'all. Peace.